presentation, I would like to invite one of the representative student to briefly, because the student need to understand first the sequence of the sequence or the timeline of our project, how we conduct our urban design process. Okay, I will share the screen. Can you guys see the presentation? Yes. Okay. Can we have someone to represent? Can we have Nisha to explain to your friends in University Muhammadiyah about your program?
Yes, madam. Okay. Morning, everyone. Assalamualaikum. To the respected lecturers, Miss Hani from University Muhammadiyah Banjarmasin and Dr. Liza from UTM. So my name is Nisha Akila Uzma. I am an landscape architect student from Urban Landscape Design Studio, UTM. So before we start our presentation, I would like to just brief the timeline for project 2 that we have done, which is the urban development of Pontian town. So at the first part, we have the literature review, which is the lecturer introduced us to urban landscape design concept and approaches and its manifestation, whereby the students are required to study the aspect and approaches of sustainable urban landscape design in individually. So each student has its own concept or aspect that they have been given by lecturers, such as green city, livable city, landscape urbanism. So
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dea Sofia, my nickname Dea.
Dea.
Hello.
Sorry.
Yeah. Dea, you want to ask something?
No.
Oh, okay. Maybe she testing her mic, perhaps.
Okay.
Okay, you should proceed, Nisha.
Okay. So in this literature review, we have review and studied the given concept and approaches, and we present to all our friends, and we exchange information because at the next stage we will be divided into 4 groups and needed to choose one of the concept that will be relate to our design idea in Pontian town. So in 5 until 11 March 2020, after we chose our concept and approaches by 4 groups. The first one is livable city. The second one is the green city. The third one is the landscape urbanism. And the fourth one is the healthy city. So during this part 2, we have collected inventory and data for as a preparation for site visit in Pontian, because we need to assess the current urban landscape use and of the studied area, which is the Pontian itself. And next, during 12 March, we have the site visit that held only 1 day in Pontian. So during that day, we walk around the Pontian town and analyze the data inventory that we have collected before, and we analyze it, and then we proceed to 2nd until 10th May of 2020, where we continue our development of design planning, which is we continue do the inventory analysis and synthesis plans for our master plan of 4 groups. So during this process, we have a critic session with our lecturers for their comments and their reviews for our improvement. And then next we have the presentation, whereby it is the confirmation of the master plan of 4 groups and inventory analysis and synthesis plan. So after we done the second part, we move to the third part, which is the individual assessment, whereby each student have to choose one selected zone from their own group master plan. So they need to do another master plan of selected zone based on the concept that they have been chosen. So this is the critic session, and during the process of improving our master plan of selected zone area. So finally, after Hari Raya, we managed to submit and present our final master plan of selected zone area. So this continue to today, that we are going to look at 5 presentation of master plan zoning area for urban development of Pontian town. So I will give back to Dr. Liza to continue. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nisha, for the presentation. So I think without further ado, I would like to start our presentation today with the first presenter. The first presenter would be Faye. Okay, Faye. Hello, Faye.
Yes, madam.
Okay, hi, this is my handsome boy. Okay, you can start your presentation. We estimate for each of you around 5 to 6 minutes, so we have extra time to conduct our Q&A later on. Okay, Faye?
Okay. Good morning, everyone. I'm Faye. Thank you, UMB, for having this section with us. I'm excited to present to you recolor of urban planning at Pontian. So my site is basically located at north part of Pontian. So before I start the tour to the master plan, I would like to briefly explain the background of Pontian. So Pontian is Pontian is not in my
Oh,
board.
no, not in
So I
your
will
board. Oh,
just
okay.
yes. I will briefly
Okay.
explain the identity of Pontian. So
Okay.
Pontian was formerly fishing village alongside with agriculture sectors such as pineapple plantation. So those two elements are the identities of Pontian. So our theme in this urban landscape planning is landscape urbanism, which focusing on the connectivity and integration of greenery and ecologically rich in urban context. So I will start with my business study of the master plan. I select Bishan Amokyo Park located at Singapore, as well as the second business study Mangrove of Mairokoko located at Semarang, Indonesia. So the Bishan Park was these two precedent study are focusing on two major areas of my master plan. So the first one is the Bishan Park River that's formerly was a concrete canal, then is replaced by a river uh, to improve in terms of environmental, human well-being, and ecology. So it did give a lot of benefits to the environmental, such as uh, the temperature, increase the humidity, and improve the water quality by provide water filtration. So the river also provide greater community engagement, such as providing spaces that encourage people to encourage different categories of community into the park and do recreational and activities as well. Wow. Madam, can you move to the right, the second president
The
study?
second president studies.
Yes. So,
Okay.
Okay. The second president study is a mangrove park that involve that give scenic view and tourism opportunities located at Semarang, Indonesia. So the mangrove ecosystem is basically the same with our condition here at Pontian, Johor, Malaysia. So the mangrove park provide tourism opportunities as well as human integration with the nature. So it is recreational economic opportunities with bamboo boardwalk built surround the mangrove forest and next to the water surface. Madam, can you go up?
Okay.
Yes, the top.
At the top.
Yes, the
Okay.
top. Yeah. Okay. People will get the awareness and educational opportunities from it regarding the importance of nature, especially in urban context. So there are traditional buildings built located next to the site as well, represent the identity of local. Wow. Finally, I analyze and transform the idea of both precedent study and apply in the master plan, focusing on two major areas.
Okay.
Which are the mangrove park along the shoreline and the fisherman jetty, as well as the Brangish stream, the river that replaced the existing drainage, the existing main drainage. So there are three side issues that we found out in the site throughout the site analysis. So first one will be the low connectivity of existing forest with the urban area. Second, lack of public spaces for recreational purposes. And lastly, poor pedestrian connectivity throughout the site. So in this master plan, I'm focusing on three aspects. First is walkability. Second is economic and social, as well as human well-being. And the last will be mangrove orientation and ecology of the site. So in the design process, first will be the topography construction that state that in they're focusing on shoreline and stream formation. Then second is the spaces set up and hardscape construction. Each place provides unique facilities and function. So is vegetation and greeneries planning. Propose suitable plant species that should along coastal areas and branchish bodies. So lastly is introduce walkability and improve the existing walkway. So is representing the spaces provide benefits in terms of economic value and tourism, community engagement, and green and blue quality.
Okay.
So I will start the talk to the master plan. So there are, okay.
Okay. How about the explain the detailing?
Okay. Madam, can you zoom into the first section?
First section. Okay.
The left top, the top left. Yes. So this is the section elevation of the fisherman jetty. I call it fringe dock. So no, the left one, madam.
Okay. French dot.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically the section is showing the level between upland and the fisherman jetty. So you can see at the upland here is slightly higher than we go down to the slope and connect to a fisherman jetty. So there are shelter and resting area as well provided for fishermen to take a break and rest.
This one.
No, the top right one.
The top right one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the mangrove age, which is the mangrove revival, the revival mangrove, and propose a park that should along it. So okay. While the last section elevation is Brankish corridor and marsh container, which the marsh container which transform from the existing forest located at right and the existing wetland as well, and I enhance it by providing greenery, groundwalk, skywalk, and as well as the viewing tower. So for the Frankish corridor, there are large greenery and as well as a crossing stone for people to cross to the other side and other facilities as well. So I move to the illustration. Okay. So this illustration is showing a pocket park. Okay. Yeah. Madam, can you zoom
Which
into the
illustration
the
number?
left
Illustration
three.
number? Number three.
Number 3. Yes.
3.
Thank you.
This one.
Yes.
I think there is a delay. I've already moved.
Yeah. So this illustration is showing the pocket park, how it fits and integrate to the existing commercial store and the urban context. So I found from the Google Street View there is a mirror art, pineapple mirror art that located at the commercial store. So I propose pineapple structure lighting to represent the identity of Pontian, as well as like jumping out from the mirror arc, the pineapple jumping out from the mirror arc into the bucket park. So I will move to the second illustration, which is the mangrove promenade and pineapple park. So it located at the fringe of the river. So there is pineapple gazebo that built by wood, then with a palm tree plant me at the middle and surround by the seating. So I will move to the next illustration. Okay. So the illustration 5 is showing fruit picking park that is sit right in sensory garden that emphasize on sensory experience of smell and taste. So I put these yellow boxes that built by fiber steel, so people can step on the boxes and pick the fruit on top of the tree and taste it. Yeah. So illustration 6 is community park with identity playground, pineapple and kapau playground that represent the identity of Pontian. Of the kapau is the boat, the fishing boat of the fishermen, and as well as the pineapple playground as well.
Okay. And
Okay.
finally,
Can you go up?
go up.
Yeah, finally. Yeah.
Okay. So, are you done with the presentation, Faye?
Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much, Faye. So I think I would like to open maybe one or two questions from a student from University Muhammadiyah before we move to the second presenter.
Ada yang mau nanya nggak? Guys,
The presentation is crystal clear. Is there anything that you want interested to ask? Okay, I would like to zoom out first so you can see the overall view.
Dr. Liza, can I ask?
Yes.
Okay, because this is the first time I heard about Pontian. I saw a lot of pineapple feature in the design. So is pineapple the like a native fruit from the area?
Okay, can you answer that, Faye?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You
Yes.
can. Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, is in
It's actually they're part of agriculture identity in
yes.
Pontian.
Yeah, because I asked about that because if you put a lot of pineapple feature in the design, so it should be like the identity of the area. So
Yeah.
there should be a reason
Actually,
behind that.
actually, there is one place called Pekan Nenas. Pekan Nenas in before we enter Pontian from Skudai, again, and then Gelang Patah, and then we through the Pekan Nenas, and then Pekan Nenas is somewhere very near to Pontian. It's actually part of Pontian region. So to answer the question, just like what Faye mentioned, Nenas is part of the fruit identity because they plant Nenas a lot as part of their agriculture's economic factors. Okay, so if there is no other question, I think we move to the second presenter, which is Min.
Okay. Very good morning to the lecturer and the audience. So I'm Ming Er. So today I'm very glad to be here to present my master plan on my topic that is on the urban landscape design for the healthy city. So I'm focusing my topic on healthy city. So before develop my master plan, I have done two precedent studies, which is in the Yangzhou, China, on the in the Dongguan Street area, and the second, which is Chiayi City in Taiwan. So there are some of the design idea that I have adapt and take it into my master plan. So, for example, in Yangzhou, China, the objective of the project, which is the preservation of the city old town, which is in my in my side area, Pontian Besar, which is also having some historical architecture building that we should actually preserve and also conserve, and also they are also in the Dongguan area, they are also active all the alley and street, so that to provide to make the street and alley alive. And next, which is the area, they are the Dongguan area is actually now as a protected area that only for the light vehicles such as a motorcycle my master plan. And the second, which is the Chiayi city in Taiwan, that I found that there's some interesting their project aim, which is to create a livable environment, improving citizen life quality and the city, and by with the concept, which is health for all, which is they are creating the city which is friendly for all the age group. And there's actually three aspects that they are focused in the project, which the first one, which is the health and social welfare, which is they will create park and the green space that is near to the residential area to make the city, to attract the residential, to make them to be active. And the second, which is environment and safety, by providing a proper pedestrian lane and also the cycle lane, so that to create a more safety environment for them. And these are some of the ideas that I will implement to my design in the Pontian Besar, which is I call it my area as the heartbeat.
Okay.
All right. So before I move to my design statement, so the heartbeat, which is located in Pontian Besar at the south part, which is near the river, which is called Sungai Pontian Kecil. And then the conceptual master plan actually divided into four main area, and I'm taking the area which is called the heartbeat. And the heartbeat, why I took this term is because that is refer to this area. This area is a commercial area. It's mainly focused on a commercial area, and it is important in Pontian Besar to support the community daily living. And it is a active places, just like a heartbeat that make the city comes alive, and also makes the community comes alive. And it offer a host of integrated activity that will bring all the community together. Okay, and these sites actually combine with marketplaces, community buildings, old town houses, small fishing village, and also urban parks. So it's actually a very variety variety spaces. And I'm divided all the spaces into six places, which I will using the scheme which is called a red blood cell pattern to hold and it's because that the red blood cells pumps through the heart that for them. And the last one, which is the connectivity, which is to show the connectivity within by bring back the ecosystem, which is the mangrove ecosystem, to create to maintain and to create a healthy ecosystem for in the urban spaces. So in my schematic plan, I divided into 5 maps. So which is start with a landscape corridor, landscape spaces, lane use, circulation for vehicular, bicycle, and pedestrian. So when you look close to the schematic master plan, which is the landscape corridor and landscape spaces, which means that all the green spaces or the potential spaces that will all connected, that link by using the green corridor, which is the large greenery, and also the streetscape planting. And next, which is I want to focus, which is on the circulation for vehicular and also the bicycle and pedestrian circulation. And as you can see, the arrow which will present the entry to the site, and I use the different color to differentiate the main circulation and the secondary circulation. So as in the site, I will provide more circulation for the bicycle and the pedestrian circulation. I will more focus on that. So all this will be as you can show in my master plan, which is the next page. Yes. So for the master plan, the heartbeat will be dominated by the lush greenery and the streetscaping. So for example, the hinge is can act as a hub, as a marketplace, and large scale event for the community, for them to having like a recreation activity, physical activities, and also some festival and events, and also and also such as the active street, which are having some passive activities for the community to make the street and alley alive. Okay. Okay. Next, which and then all the spaces you can see through by using the sketches, such as just now I stated the hinge. There's a place for large. There's a like a open space, a plaza that can have for a large scale event. And then and also in the old shop houses, I will have will develop you will having a green development to achieve the sustainable development in the urban the old town houses. And then also just now I stated the active street, so only provide for pedestrian to access and to create a comfortable environment for the community to arrange their own events, such as economic activities or some passive activities. And then below will be my section and elevations for the site. So the first one will be showing the Spine Jalan Asagov, which is the main road, and also it is a busy roads in Pontian Besar, which it is very important for the site. So that this is show the street hierarchy that I propose a new street pattern for the Jalan Asagov, which is as you can see, will provide beside a vehicle road. There also provide a bicycle lane and also the pedestrian walkway. In terms of that, at the same time, we'll also provide a streetscaping, some streetscaping such as they can provide ecological benefit and also provide shading. So to provide a comfortable environment that can attract the community to be active. Okay, and then below, which is the second elevation for the site, which is I differentiate by the spaces, such as the spine as means the just now the Jalan Sagov, and urban parts, and you can see some street, and also the building which is integrated with the green developments. Okay. So beside that, which is I having a planting plantlet, which is select a plant that I will select that can that will achieve that provide a certain value, which is aesthetic. So act as a barrier or buffer at the area, and also providing shade. And the last one, which is the ecological benefit. So that's all of my presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Okay, I will open for a moment for question and answer. Is there any question raised from the floor? Any question from friends in University Muhammadiyah?
Ainun?
Hello.
Hello, Ainun Hasanah.
Yes. Actually, I'm here to ask about the part of aim in this design. The aim is in this design said that there is
Yes.
some SDGs principle that want to be achieved in this design. What make I'm curious is what SDGs principle that we want to achieve in this master plan or in this design, because in this aim there's no explanation more about it. So could you help me to explain it?
Oh yeah, sure. So in this, my aim which is to design a plan of Pontian as a healthy city based on some SDG principle that provides safety and resilience to its community for good living. So the SDG principles they are wish to achieve, which is mainly focused on goal 11. So also if you can look through at the first page of my which is president study. I did took it the president study as an example, which is to make the city and the human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Which means the city that created is inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable by providing a walkable, like creating a walkable city, which I stated just now, to make the community active, which is provide a pedestrian and also the cycling. And the next, which is the resilient, which is I will having having a green development in the area which is in the old town
Adik ni semua kan?
by integrated
Dia dulu.
development development like having some green vertical wall or a vertical garden within the urban environment. Yeah. So they were mainly focused on goal 11 or the
Okay.
SDG goal. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ainun. Is there any other question from Mina? Tak ada ya, kita proceed. Okay, now we proceed to the third presenter, Nisha. Hold on. Okay, Nisha Akila.
Assalamualaikum and good morning again. So my name is Nisha and today I am glad to present to you my design project regarding the urban landscape design of Besar. So first of all, let me start with my two precedent studies.
Hold on, Nisha.
Aman?
Okay, can everyone please cooperate? Try to mute your. Okay, try to mute. Okay, only the presenter. Only the presenter. Unmute. Okay. Sudah. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, so I will continue. Okay, so as you can see, these are the precedent studies, two precedent studies that I have been referred to for my design ideas to my master plan. So for the first one is the case study in Brighton, UK, where this case study also have been faced a similar issue as Pontian. With the side issues such as Madam boleh zoom tak Madam?
Okay, which part, Nisha?
The side issue.
Side issues.
So
Side issues. Okay.
some of the side issue are similar to Pontian, which is a lack of identity and character to represent the cultural of the place, and poor invitation for use and activity due to lack of diversity in space function and other issues. So what I inspired of this case study is that the design solution of this case study is they invite the green space along the seafront. Madam bawah.
Okay.
Boleh zoom out sikit.
Zoom out. Okay.
So this green space along the seafront whereby they integrate the park area and wider the pedestrian network to give a chance to enhance the green and recreational routes. And another solution that they come up with is the link to the city to the seaside, whereby they focus on the accessibility and the routes that by introduce a central island zone to calm the traffic, and also design a footway paving material across the road so that they can give a prioritize to pedestrian crossing. So some of the design solution I apply to my master plan. So below there is the design recommendation for the master plan that I used later that you will see. And then the second case study next is the Market Street, San Francisco, whereby the Market Street in San Francisco, they're having the similar issue as Pontian, inhibiting congestion issues and the degradation of public space and other issues also. So the design solution of this case study really inspired me to improve the environmental condition whereby they improve the accessibility routes and overall public space safety by creating a living innovation zone near the street life, and also improving the routes, dividing routes to give priority to the pedestrian and also to the cyclists. So moving on to my master plan.
Okay.
So this my landscape project that I call it as Urban Odyssey. So these are the zone of the Urban Odyssey near the seaside, and also it is known as the town center of Pontian Besar. So the goal of the Urban Odyssey is to redevelop Pontian Besar into a lively and interactive place that can fulfill the community needs by strengthening the sociological and environmental aspect of the area. And the objective are divided into two aspects, which is social and environmental aspect. The both is for community belonging, so that it can increase the interaction, human interaction, by creating public space or hubs in Pontian district. And also while creating hubs, we want to feed the community with natural resources of Pontian by fostering biodiversity and provide green space in Pontian. So overall, the bawah lagi madam. So these are the design process that I have produced to make my master plan. So the conceptual plan, atas sikit madam.
Conceptual. Okay.
So this conceptual plan is based on 5 hubs that I have created based on the existing space function before. So the concept proposed is to improve the existing structure and space function, so that this town center can be revitalized again in a new form and style that could attract users not only from local but also from tourists. So next we have the program plan. The program plan, there are certain space throughout the zone where proposed for its potential to become an attraction point by creating notes, so that it can give a sense of welcoming throughout the zone. And then we have the space making. So basically the space making will incline towards more variety of activities or multifunctional spaces that can be done while enhancing the nature in the site context. So aside from that, I would like to also insert facilities for community needs that can incorporated in the activity spaces. And then we have the circulation plan. So the circulation plan is very important because I would like to create more routes for pedestrian users and cyclists rather than for vehicle access. Therefore, there will be shared roads with pedestrian users and cyclists, whereby the priority will be given to them, and also this will give a chance for Pontian town to become a walkable town center. And next we have the planting plan. The planting plan, I propose a greenway for ecology corridor that can connect all the green functional space proposed, so that we can enhance the ecological network. And also there will be ecological planting that will be focused on the coastal area, that will act as the natural barrier for flood protection, such as mangrove forests and specific palms and trees. Next, at last, I finally come up with this schematic plans. So these are the spaces and the routes that propose to create my master plan. So beside it is the key words that I focus on to create my urban odyssey.
Okay.
So now I want to take you to walk through my master plan. So at the first point, as you can see, is it is called as siesta. You can see from the legend above. So the siesta uh, are the dynamic space that can give the users experience a lot of activities regarding water play or fishing or viewing area, because it brings the user much closer to the sea. You can see the sketch for details in the slide later. And then the second one is the Pontian, is the Odyssey Pontian, whereby it is the perfect place to be the welcoming plaza to enter the waterfront promenade, which is the Pontian Pearl. So both of these spaces 2 and 3 complement each other and become the focus point of this Pontian town center. So moving on to the fourth stop is the local heaven. Local heaven is basically was designed to become a outdoor dining space, because it much closer to the food court that sells popular local dishes such as asam pedas and steamboat, seafood steamboat. So this outdoor dining area give the space to become more lively, because uh, other than uh, other than that, it could also hold any event or festival regarding the local food. So next is the stop 5, which is the common ground. So the common ground basically is the uh, central square, because it surrounded by commercial area and restaurant and food court. So it is a spacious place for people come all over, such as users, such as local people and tourists, to do leisure activities. And during the night time, it could be also a whole night market at this space. So next is the stop 6, which is the Green Valley. So the Green Valley is the basically one of the green space in urban environment, in urban Pontian town. So it is designed to give energy for workers and staff that works there, and also to strengthen the interaction of human with nature by providing a lot of trees and green space. And then the last one is atas sikit madam. So the last one is the pocket zen. So basically pocket zen is a small green pocket that were designed as a temporary stop by for pedestrian users and cyclists to rest. So this pocket park was designed with a minimalist concept, which such a few hardscapes such as mountains, bench, water fountain, and big shaded trees to give a spacious and harmony to the user so that they can feel comfort and comfort and comfort and lively at the area. So in the next slide, so these are the sections and sketches and perspective that I propose. So from the Green Valley, we can see the Bush Garden. The Bush Garden located consists of a big water fountain. So the sound of the water splashes give a refreshing and calm sound to the user. So especially to the workers and staff, so that during their break time and lunch, they can boost their energy in the area. And then we have the community park. Atas sikit madam. Whereby this community park envision a huge space so that the local people can hold any activity that suit their taste, and also it shaded with the big trees so to give more privacy from the busy road. And then the next section is the Pontian Pearl, whereby it is the water promenade where people can see 360 view of surrounding sea in Pontian. And then we also have the mangrove wetland, which one of the natural resources of Pontian. So we want to give awareness and knowledge to the user, especially to the local, on how important mangrove forest to the Pontian. And moving on to the Green Pocket Park, small Green Pocket Park, to give the cooling effect to the space, protects the user from hot weather, and also it can be a play area for kids to play around. And next we have the Odyssey Plaza. This Odyssey Plaza can become a marketplace for local people, whereby they can hold a market so that the local people can be productive and generate more income to the Pontian. So next is the sketches and perspective. Dekat bawah tu madam. So these four sketches are the spaces that I visioned before. So the common ground just now that I mentioned, which is beneficial for the local and also to the tourists, whereby during the daytime it can do a leisuring activity at the area, and during the night time they can do the night market. And then the next one is the pocket zen, where it become the temporary stop by for the pedestrian and cyclists to stop as a resting area for them. And also this can become a communal space for the visitors to socialize and spend their leisuring time. And then we have the local heaven, which is the outdoor dining space that I mentioned before. So the direct view of the sea gives a refreshing ambience to the people that eat there. So this makes the place to be more lively and harmony with the sea. And then lastly, we have the siesta. Again, we have siesta that brings the community much closer to the sea, where they can play with the water of the sea, and they can do fishing activities, which is one of the cultural activities of the Pontian. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Nisha. Okay, I would like to open to friends from Muhammadiyah. Any question for Nisha? Or if there is no question, I would like to proceed to the next presenter. We have Zaza Ainas. Zaza, are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, here I am.
Oh, Zaza, where are you? You are in Iceland. You have Aurora at the back. Okay.
Alright, so first and foremost, I would like to thank our moderator for today, Dr. Namiza, for giving me this opportunity. So hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. A wonderful morning I bid to everyone joining this live session today. I am delighted to be here and I hope everyone is doing well. So my name is Zaza Inas binti Mama Aznam. I'm usually called by my first name, Zaza. And I was born and raised in the capital of Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Right. So jumping straight to my proposed urban landscape design. So I am from the same group as Faye, which is landscape urbanism, which refers to integrating the nature into the urban systems. Right. So for my resident studies, both projects that I used are examples that practices landscape urbanism. So the first project is the Olympic Sculpture Park, located in Seattle, Washington. So if you can see the pictures below, it shows how it developed from a contaminated brownfield into a Z-shaped pedestrian infrastructure that connects the urban core, which is the city area, to the revitalized waterfront. So instead of creating a typical pedestrian bridge, it was transformed to become a green space within a compact city that had sculptures scattered around to enhance the place. And the sculptures were created to give a new experience for modern art, for modern and contemporary art. And so this place also provides an environmental restoration while giving an aesthetic view of the skyline and also the restored beaches to the users who come to the site. So from this precedent study, the approach that I got, the design is that I would like to implement in my master plan is on the transformation of how they transform the brownfield into a park that enhances the greenery while reconnecting with the urban, because my site right now is totally undeveloped land, so I would like to change it to become enhanced greenery. Okay, so that's for my first precedent study. My next precedent study is the Domino Park, located in Brooklyn, and it was built on the site of the former sugar refinery. So it was then transformed into a park. It features a few programmatic areas that include a passive and active recreational space, a few water features, an open lawn, and also a cafe. So we can see the park is situated along the East River of Williamsburg. Thus, it uses a resilient design a resilient design approach which helps to encounter the storms and also act as an absorbent sponge to the city. So the users can also witness the beautiful view of the waterfront while being within the artifact walk. So this artifact walk uses the original relics from the factory. So the considerations that I took from this precedent study includes the design of areas for how to design an area for both the passive and active users, and also how the resilience of the design that helps towards flooding. So that is my approaches that I took from these precedent studies. Okay. Right. So moving on to my development plan, for the design statement, there were a few issues on the site. Firstly, it was the law of ecological connectivity within the existing forest and district hierarchy, meaning there were clumps of forest, but they were not integrated or related. They were not integrated and connected within the whole site. Secondly, is the lack of outdoor and gathering spaces. So there is a low interaction between nature and the community. And finally is the lack of appropriate walkway. So I would like to propose a better circulation area. So the aim of my plan is to create a sustainable environment which integrates and balances the social. So based on the aim, to obtain the aim, we have to have some few objectives. Firstly is to enhance the walkability in Pontian Kecil to promote the accessibility, because Pontian Kecil is known as a small area. So I would like to enhance the walkability within the area to promote community engagement. Secondly is to create a marine fishing town for better social economics. Pontian Kecil is known to have to become an area that promotes fishing for the locals as a source of income. So I would like to enhance the marine town. Thirdly is to sustain and extend the mangrove orientation along Pontian Kecil to help protect shorelines while maintaining the water quality. Okay, so next I have made a functional diagram to show the space development of within my site. So I've made two options which comprises of promenade, mangrove area, open space, forest, recreational area, a gathering area, and a commercial area. So I've chosen option 2 because I would like to integrate the mangrove area to become within the site instead of just being along the shoreline. Okay. So okay, so next is the design strategies. What I would like to propose to obtain the objective. Firstly, I will show the circulation plan that shows how people will connect within the site, the movement within the site. Secondly is the mangrove development plan. So I have shown an example of a simple system, which is a mangrove engineering system. So this method can be used to develop an area to become a new mangrove area. So closest to the shore will be the biodegradable sacks filled with mud to become a medium for the plants to grow. Next to it is the rocks, varying in sizes, that helps to add support to the shoreline. Then we will plant mangrove saplings that are species from the hardy mangrove to help withstand the high tides and also long waves. And finally, at the end, we can put bakau wood poles to dissipate wave energy coming from the wave tides. Okay, So finally, on the vegetation plan, I propose to put native plants within the site to promote the growth within the area. So I've placed a few areas, which is the mangrove area, the roadside, open space, the canopy, trees and evergreens, the forestry, and also palms within the promenade area. Okay, so next is my schematic. Okay, schematic diagram. Okay, this is to show the area that I've proposed to design. So firstly is the Littoral Bay, which is a prominent area where users can enjoy the breathtaking view of the Malacca Straits accompanied by the peaceful sea breeze. So I propose to put in a viewing deck and also some shelters for the users to enjoy the view. Below it is the Green Revivers, which is a space that proposes relaxation and social interaction where the users can gather and interact with one another. So the elements I propose will be hammock grove, open lawn, and a gathering area. Below it will be the urban wellness, which is an area catered for recreational and play, where I propose a basketball and volleyball court, a playground, and also a fitness area. Next to it is the Eden. The Eden is provides a sense of welcoming with refreshments and embarks the identity of Pontian. This is basically a main entrance for the people within the commercial area below to easily come to the site. So I propose a few sculptures to enhance the identity of Pontian Kecil, refreshment kiosks and also a few seatings. Next to it is the forest adventure, where we know as a forest, it indicates as a patch that attracts the wildlife and also it creates an area to take the users back to the feel of nature. So I propose to have tree climbers, tree top obstacles and flying fox. And finally is the mangrove bayou, which creates as a natural exposure that helps to enhance the biodiversity and provides various activities to show the importance of mangroves, which includes the kayak launch, a mangrove walk, and a fishing dock. Right. So this is my overall master plan. Okay. Jadi master plan?
Okay. I thought you were done with the master plan. Okay.
Oh, I just want to show the overall.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my overall design. As I said just now, a few places that I've named and the elements that I would like to put inside the site. Okay, so continuing to.
Okay.
Right, so these are my sectional elevation and perspectives. So my first section AA is to show the area between the Littoral Bay until the Green Revivers. So at the Littoral Bay, I've put a viewing deck for the users to have a view of the Malacca Straits, and also I provide a sheltered seating for the users to relax and enjoy the sea breeze. Next to it is the Green Revivers. So as I said, it's now a place that integrates with the greenery into the urban. You can see from the perspectives I've drawn. So it includes a hammock grove and also sitting steps. So this is to provide a gathering area for users that integrates with the nature. Next is the mangrove bayou, which is a fishing dock within a mangrove revival area to allow the users to fish, and it can also be a spot for tourists to witness the identity of Pontian Kecil, which is a fishing town. Okay. Next is the adventure forest, which I propose to comprise of two courses, which is an adventure courses. As I said just now, I propose to have 3 top obstacles and 3 climbers to have for the users to have an adventure within the nature. And finally is the Eden. Is place that proposes a few kiosks for users to refresh while encouraging interaction within the area. So as you can see, the sculpture is placed in the middle of the area to as an identity of Pontian Kecil. So that's all from me.
Okay, thank you very much, Zaza, for the presentation. Okay, I would like to open to your friends in Muhammadiyah. If you got any question to Zaza. Okay, if no
Hello?
question,
Hello?
hello, yes,
I have
hello,
question.
Maulida.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I have two questions.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Can you explain more about which part of the design can help minimize the risk of flood?
Repeat.
And
Okay.
Okay, you can get the question, Zaza?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay, good. Okay, the second question.
is the topography also affecting the design? Because we see the shape of the park with circular design.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. So I think
Okay, can you
okay.
respond to the question?
Alright, so firstly, to overcome the flooding, we can plant specific trees to help overcome to help absorb flood, and also this area is by the coastal area. So basically, there is a boundary between the area with the sea, which uses riprap stones. But another factor that I use is the mangrove area. So the mangrove area will be slightly lower than the main area, the site. So it will help to withstand the flood. But actually in Pontian Kecil, there has not been a flood issue within the area, uh, even though it is located beside the sea level. So that is one of the reasons. Yeah. Does that answer the question?
Okay, for the second question is about the topography.
Topography. Okay, as I said just now, my site is an undeveloped land, so it's basically a flat land. So for the circles in the area, it's just a design to show how I would like to propose into the greenery. So actually, uh, so I don't actually the land is
Flat
quite
land.
flat. Yeah, it's a flat land. It doesn't have much
Mm-hmm.
topography. I just propose a few areas to have like a few mounds to give, give some difference within the area. So as an example, at the at the hammock grove, I propose it should be actually a little mound so that to give a feeling of difference between the area, but it cannot actually be seen because it's very small. So yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, so can we start? I hope it's answered Maulida's questions. So I would like to call our final presenter for today's presentation, Azlin, Nur Azlin Faris.
Yes, doctor.
Hello, Azlin.
Hello, doctor.
Hello. Okay,
Hello,
I
doctor.
think you need to speak. Hello, hello. I can hear. I can hear, but it's quite too slow.
Yeah, wait, doctor. Wait.
Hello.
Doctor, wait. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Doctor.
Can you test your voice now?
Doctor, can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear you, but a bit very slow. Okay, never mind. Let us focus with your presentation. You try to speak as loud as you can.
Okay, Doctor.
Okay.
So, before I start, I would like to Assalamualaikum and very good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Nur Azli binti Paris. I would like to present my president study. So, both of my president study actually located at the same state, which is New York City, but in different place and different aim. So, I would like to explain my first president study. So my first president study actually located at the actually I used Black Hawk Plaza, which is in East Harlem, which is located in the heart of the East Harlem itself. The aim of this project is to provide an active urban space for Romanesque community. Why I choose this president study because my master plan are mostly focused on the residential area. So the project the Black Hawk Plaza itself which is located at the center of the East Harlem itself, which is surrounded by the neighborhood area. And they also have a good circulation with the connectivity between the main road and the secondary road. I also choose this president study because the element of the type of the material they use in their recreational area itself. And also they also not focus on the recreational area. It also focus on the improving the urban habitat for the wildlife itself. Which is they use the native plant itself around the recreational area. So for the second president study, uh, uh, which is a Buffalo Niagara Medical Campus, which is in USA. Actually, the issue that I found in this president study is that they have ecologically barren and lacking of a unique identity. So some of they try to create this space into a more innovative streetscape to ensure greenery, safer, more efficient and integrated transportation system for the future. So if you can see in the second president study, why I choose this president study because in my master plan I also design in some the main road which is in Pontian. It's called named Jalan Asago. Jalan Asago is the main road in the Pontian actually. So this president study actually a good have a good design implementation in streetscape planting, which I can see that along the roadside it have a good street planting, which are a good for the ecological benefit. And they also consider the connectivity between the pedestrian walkway itself. And from this president study, actually, I like to summarize that your design is actually really good in terms of the urban space, which I can use to implementation into my master plan. So I will proceed with my master plan development. Doctor, can you move?
Okay.
So this is my master plan development. So if you can see my aim, Doctor, can you zoom in
Okay, at the top
at
one.
the yes.
Okay.
Okay. The aim is to design and plan Pontian as a healthy city based on some SDG, which is a sustainable design goal principle that provides safety and resilience to its community for good living. Actually, in my master plan, my concept basically focus on the healthy city. So for the objectives, first I like to promote safe environment for walking and cycling. How I want to achieve this object? For my first objective is I will provide a good circulation or connectivity with different paths between main road and the secondary road. So it will provide a good safe environment to the user. For the second objective, I will like to facilitate social cohesion and supportive social network, which are in residential area. Mostly because I focus on the residential area, what I found that some of this area have many green space, but mostly do not have a good plan, which is mostly to abundant space. So the three is to connect up the wider green space network. If you can see in my master plan, uh, in along the coastal area, you can see they near to the residential area. So this coastal area which have a good benefit or opportunity for the residential to do their activities, and also provide a patches for the ecological benefit for to increase the biodiversity itself. For my design concept, I choose as touristic neighborhood. Why I choose touristic? Because if you want to know the term of touristic, I come off from our backbone spine, which we have four types spine. But I take the second spine, which is the function to hold the rib cage and protect the heart and the lungs. In terms of the design, I use touristic spine for residential area, which hold and protect the area to become more function. So from this design, I will provide a safe environment to encourage active lifestyle among the community to create socially, environmentally, and economically healthy surroundings. So I will proceed with schematic plan. My schematic plan. Actually, in my schematic plan, I will provide some area, some space for the community activities. Some of the space actually have different activity they can do. So this just overall my schematic plan. And for the schematic diagram, I show the connectivity between the main road, secondary road, and the pedestrian road. And for the spatial diagram, I will I show the type of the space itself, which is give passive, active, semi-active, and passive area. So mostly, Madam boleh tunjuk master plan tak?
Okay.
Okay, this is my overall master plan, which is focused on the residential area. So basically, I have many space that I have designed for the resident. It's not only for the resident, also it's also for the outsider. Uh, I will like to elaborate more in my section innovation in some space in my master plan.
Okay.
Okay. Doktor. Doktor boleh besarkan planting strategi.
Dia tak clear lah.
Dia tak clear sebab pesanan. Okay, this is my section innovation, but firstly I
You can
focus.
just briefly explain about the your concept, because the drawing cannot be seen clearly.
Yes. Okay, we start with the planting strategy. First, I focus on riparian planting which in along the coastal area. If you want to know along the coastal area at Pontian, the significant plant that I found is kayu bakar korab, which is Rhizophora mucronata, and also other some species that I found. And for edible planting, which I propose in community gardens, which, for example, like Pandanus amarylifolius, which is pandan, and also some Cybogonadius, is lemongrass. For the roadside planting, which mostly the planting is for the benefit for the user and also for the ecological benefit, which is also for the habitat and the food for the wildlife. And fruit planting also use this to attract uh, apa to attract the wildlife wildlife attraction. And the flower and ornamental planting I use for to use for the aesthetic view for the user become more comfortable at that area. So mostly in planting strategy I choose from a native species which can the wildlife itself can adapt with the plant easily without any problem. So I will proceed with my elevation which I cut from river until to road, which first I want to show elevation in Jalan Alsagoff, which I call the spine. I mostly in Jalan Alsagoff I focus on the streetscape, which streetscape along the road. And also I also provide a bicycle lane and pedestrian walkway, so it can provide a safe environment to the user. So after the Jalan Asagaf, we can see the linear paths which act as a pocket park in the neighborhood, which the resident can do their activity in their leisure time without any obstacle. So I also provide a bicycle parking beside the linear paths because mostly what I can see in Pontian Besar, they do not provide a bicycle parking. So I want to design a friendly design actually. So for the section, uh, which a nature spine I cut in the along the coastal area, which I provide a pavilion or the shelter, so the resident or outsider can go to the mangrove area without any obstacle. We can reach the nature easily. And also beside the mangrove area, we have a lawn area where they can do their family activities, bonding time. And also we can see the community garden and same the Jalan Asago. So I would like to elaborate some space in my sketches. So the first sketches is the spine streetscape, which is along Jalan Asago that propose inclusive design to streetscape and act as a green corridor for the wildlife to pass by. It also provides a bicycle and pedestrian lane to ensure the safety of the cyclists and pedestrians. So that's for my first illustration. And the second is the Born Angel, which act as a multi-purpose field. Uh, this space is proposed to cater social and leisure activity not only for the resident but also for the outsider. For the second illustration, Green Nerve, which is a community garden, the linear strip along the road in Jalan Guruwara to be efficiently planned for the resident benefit, mainly to provide space that offer social activity among them. And the fourth sketches illustration is the linear paths and act as a pocket park, which is the linear park along the road in Jalan Parit Semera could be efficiently planned to the resident benefit, mainly to provide space that other social activity among them. Actually, linear paths is very a good opportunity to the resident to use for their activity. So for the relaxation muscle, which is located in front of the linear path, we have provide a plaza that residents can do their activity during the leisure time. And lastly but not least, my sketcher is explain about my nature spine, which is along the coastal area. I will provide a decking so the resident can reach the nature closely, which give the knowledge and awareness on various kind of mangrove species that act as a nature buffer from wind and soil erosion to the site. So basically, this all my section elevation and sketches, which I elaborate for my master plan.